Show up to blow up. Gee, you gotta activate your
what's going on,
those positive.
Man, you got
JB1.
Can you turn my music down?
Every one of those.
Can you turn my music down? Hey, what's going on, world? Now you can hear me, but the music is way too loud in my microphone and my earmuffs.
Promote yourself. Sell yourself.
Is he gonna turn the music down? Huh? It didn't sound like it. It sounded like the music was still up. Hey, what's going on, world? It's me again, Ethan Smith, a.k.a. Mr. P.I.E.N. Another Saturday sessions of Expression Sessions with my co-host, Kiki, my beautiful, lovely wife, my new co-host on the Expression Session show with Mr. P.I.E.N., my lovely wife, Kiki. So tell the people how you feel about being the new co-host.
I'm shocked and honored, and I'm here. So let's get started.
Well, she acting like she didn't know, but I did tell her. I thought about it, and this doesn't mean that you have to be here every Saturday at 6 o'clock if you choose not to. But as my co-host, not my special guest, because, you know, you hold me down. You let me know what's going on. So I don't want to have to keep saying, oh, my special guest, my wife. No, when she here, she my co-host. When she not here, she's still my co-host. If someone else comes in and sit in your seat, then they're a special guest.
Makes sense.
That's a lot of pressure for somebody to fill this seat.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm saying because you know me and we able to go back and forth. That brings me to my topic.
No
though.
pressure.
We talking about pressure.
Thank you.
We talking about pressure today. We talking about patience, and we talking about progress.
Show up to blow up.
Pressure, patience, and progress, and how they affect our lives. How they actually help us get to the next level in life, and how every stage of one of those P's could be a little troubling, a little bit trying at times. So we're going to talk a little bit about pressure. We're going to talk a little bit about patience and a little bit about progress. And we want to focus more on the progress because in the end, that's what I hope the messages get across to you, how you can progress from any of the pressure situations that you're going through. Kiki, what you got for the people? You sitting over here yawning, going to sleep?
I'm not going to sleep. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. No pressure. We going on a cruise tomorrow. 7-day cruise, Royal Caribbean. Hitting up. Tell us where we're going. Where we're going?
Mexico, Grand Cayman, and Jamaica.
Man, talk about pressure. So you know me. I go out and do Uber. That's how I earn. That's how I earn. To invest in my business, to pay bills at the house for the family. Uber is what I do. Is how I earn right now, working my way to become an entrepreneur. So I started putting all type of pressure on myself about how much money we needed to go on this trip. And man, I'm telling you, it was overbearing. My wife last night, she let me cancel date night because she knew that if I went on this trip and I didn't have the money that I feel like I needed to have, and I sat at home and I didn't go do it, I would have put so much pressure on us about getting this trip over with that we wouldn't have had a good time because I would have just been focusing on the money. Like, pressure can do a number of things. Also, I wait to the last minute to write a paper for school. Pressure makes me sit down and read. Pressure makes me focus. Pressure makes me understand what I'm taking in and look at how to move forward in it. So pressure can do a number of things in your life. So, yeah, you my co-host, so talk about pressure.
I'm under pressure right now.
Yeah, okay, well, cool. We'll just let you flow into this thing the way you need to flow into it because that's how life actually happens. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I know you could be somewhere else on Saturday. Most of my fellas probably watching football. Michigan got trashed. No pressure on them to do better. I'm just saying, no pressure. Texas comes on at 6:30. I think they'll do well. Thank you to the ladies that's tuning in, you know, that tell me, man, this guy talk too much or this guy's crazy or is inspired by something he says. Now you see the lady that deals with all my madness. You see the lady that deals with all my energy. You see the lady where I get my strength from. Really, no pressure, babe. This is where I actually get my strength from. To be able to get on this camera and to be able to discuss my true rawest emotions, my feelings, to inspire people to go after what they believe in. This is where I get my strength from. A lot of people may have thought that she was the weak one in our relationship when we met in high school, but they didn't know that she was the strong one. They say it takes 725,000 pounds of cubic pressure to create a diamond. Trust and believe I put her through all 725,000. I'm just being real. I did. She didn't ask for it. Maybe she did, but that's what we're going to talk about today. This is a surprise to her. We're going to talk about pressure. We're going to talk about patience, and we're going to talk about the progress. And it brings me back to a story or a conversation we were having the other day in the bathroom. And I was telling you that, hey, you have always been the strong one in our relationship. People thought that I was just a bad boy who got the good girl and I was going to ruin her and mess up her life. You know what I'm saying? It was no pressure on me. I had nothing to lose. She was the 4.0 student, you know, not dating the bad boys, good girl, good group of people. All the pressure was on her. She had everything to lose in the situation. So we're going to talk about that story, and I want to know how it made you feel, and I'm going to tie that in to pressure, patience, and how now we're sitting at progress. But she went through a ton of pressure, and she had to patiently wait on God day and day and day and day and day and week and year and a lifetime, okay? She had to wait for a long, very, very long time, and a lot of us don't have patience anymore, and without patience, you'll never get the progress. So today we're going to talk to you about pressure, patience, and progress. So now you know, babe, like the people know. And go.
We have a comment.
Okay, go ahead. You gonna read it to me?
Sasha says, maybe that's why I'm a professional procrastinator. The pressure makes me focus.
Hey, I hear you, Sasha. I'm a procrastinator too, but I come to the realization and understanding that some areas that I procrastinate in is detrimental for me. It's not good. And then I ask myself, as in procrastinating and put myself under all that pressure, I'm like, yo, if I'm so good under all this pressure at the last minute, how much better would I be if I actually planned this stuff? Like, so Sasha, that's what I would say to you. It's cool that you work well under pressure, but start asking yourself that question. How much sweeter would I be if I started to plan this? Because you know, when you under pressure, your natural instinct is going to be to react, to get it done, to get it finished. But when you don't have that pressure on you, you have more time to think. It challenges you to grow and see things in a different way. So that's good, Sasha. We have a lot of professional procrastinators out there. I was a professional procrastinator in this relationship. I was a professional procrastinator and growth in my own life to even be sitting here today. But when I start planning some things out and I let my strength of procrastination help me, I landed back here. No pressure, Sasha. You can do it. No pressure. Co-host, jump in there. I'm just gonna keep going.
Just keep going. If I get something, then I'll jump on in.
So the other day, me and my wife were in the bathroom and we're getting ready to we're discussing our cruise that we're planning for. And she was at the grocery store. She was at Sprouts picking up a couple bottles of wine. Because we didn't want to get the expensive drink package because we don't drink. Well, we don't get turned up like that no more. And we balling on the budget and we want to have fun and enjoy the trip and not be just drunk. So she went to Sprouts to get the wine. And when she came back home, she was telling me about an encounter she had with an employee there. Can you tell them the story? Because I'll butcher it. I don't remember everything about the gentleman that you met at the Sprouts.
Okay. What part of the story do
just
you want
about
me to
the
tell?
Just tell it how you told me, however you feel like telling it. The gentleman that you met that you were telling me about who encountered you in the produce section.
Oh, I'm always in the Sprouts picking up something. So I'm just casually like, how's your day? You know, how's your day going? And he responded his day was good. And how was my day going? So that led to us finding out that we were both from Detroit and that we both moved here to Texas. Oh, yeah. That we both
It might be easier if you talk to me.
moved here to Texas with our spouses and that we were really enjoying being in Texas. So I'm not really sure how much of this story
Okay,
you want me to go into.
you can close it and give as much information as you think you can. Or here's the thing. They had a conversation about being in a certain location, and he said to my wife, you know, you look like you're someone who's been through a lot. You know, your husband has taken you through a lot, but he's someone that loves you. Like, and you're someone who's strong and you're someone who's patient. And so many words, like, God was doing the work in you, but you was going through some pressure with your husband. And now that y'all getting onto the other side of it, it's going to be good. And he was just inviting us out to join with him and his wife. So saying all that to say that when we were in the bathroom having that conversation about our trip, she told me about her encounter with the man at Sprouts. And I in turn said to her, you know, you've always been the stronger of the two of us. I was the bad boy in high school who people told her, girl, don't mess with him. He already got a baby. He ain't no good. He just be sleeping with everybody. And she was the 3.8, 4.0 student, cool with everybody. Nobody known any of the fellas had sex with her or none of that stuff. She ain't hang with the thugs. She ain't hang with the ratchet chick. She was the good girl, but just cool with people. And I was complete opposite. But she took a chance on me, and she had all the pressure on her when people thought it was on me. I had no pressure on me. I had won. I had won. All the pressure was really on her. And as she went through those steps and she started to be really put under some intense pressure with my cheating before we even got married, my infidelity, my walking out, you know, my other woman, you know, mishandling money, leaving and going on deployments, like all the pressure that I put her up under, she patiently waited on, I won't even say patiently, but she had patience to wait on God, or you can tell them what you had in order for us to be sitting here right now. Not that she waited on me patiently the whole entire time. What I'm saying is she had patience in what God told her was hers, whether it was in me as a husband, as a man that was going to do right, or it was someone else. Her patience helps her to wait. And sometimes when we go through pressure in our lives, we're not willing to have patience and wait to see what's going to happen on the other side of this pressure. See, we just talking about pressure, patience, and progress. It's a system. You have to go through this in order to get to that, in order to have here or there. It's a system. It's like cooking. The diamond, 725,000 pounds of cubic square pressure from cold to a diamond. She went through 18 years of pressure with me before I got here, and I could sit on this camera and say, hey, it's me again, Ethan Smith, a.k.a. Mr. P.I.E.N. You can do it. Believe in yourself. You don't know about the pressure that she went through. That's why I say this is my rock. This is how I do what I do, because she puts no pressure on me for me to just JBY. She puts no pressure on me for me to just AYG. No matter when I was drinking, no matter when I was cheating, no matter when I was smoking, she's always allowed me to be me, and it just spoke her opinion about what she felt. She put no pressure on me, but I put all the pressure on her. And because she had patience, and because she understood that it didn't happen in her time, and it happened in God's time, and then she understood that if I would patiently wait, then I guess I get the progress. I don't know. I'll let her tell you, but that's how I see it on my outside looking in. How did it work? Yeah. Please say something. Say something. You patiently waiting on the cruise? I mean, I don't say something.
Hey, I am. I'm ready. The thing about pressure is, I'm glad from your point of view, it looked like I was just patiently waiting. There was sometimes I was asking God, why? Where are you? What is going on? But even in that, when you love someone, it's a little easier to go through the pressure. When you love that person and you believe in who they are and what they could potentially be, it may not always be easy, but it makes it a little easier when you love them. And we went through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of separations, a lot of pressure.
Right.
But through it all, we never stopped loving each other. And
I don't know. Figure it out what I'm gonna do.
You all right?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm working
He's
on
over here
something
talking
new.
to himself.
No pressure.
Right?
Yeah, go ahead and figure it out.
Right.
I wanted to move the microphone. I figured that would be a good time to check it out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thanks,
Well,
Sasha. We will, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
throughout the process,
Hey, I'm just looking to be as real. I want it to flow naturally, so work in progress. No pressure. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Hey, it's real.
Right. So where was I?
You were saying no pressure, and how I thought you was patiently waiting, but sometimes you was asking God, why you?
Yeah, not really why me, but why this particular route to wherever he wanted us to end up. Why was it? Why did it have to be this way per se, as opposed to, I don't know, a quicker turnaround?
Like a
But
bounty, quicker,
sometimes,
picker upper. Hurry up, get that thing going, Jesus. Like that.
yes.
Okay.
But the thing about pressure is, it's not only, it wasn't only working on him; it was working on me also. There were some things that I had to heal from. I had to learn. I had to deal with also, so that when we got here to this moment, I was also ready. There was some things in my background, my childhood, that really needed to be healed and dealt with, and so that time was not only pressure for him to turn around, but it was also dealing with some matters of my heart as well. So it's a two-way street, and it was rough. It was hard at times, but when you do have a higher power that you can rely on, or you can trust in, it makes the walk a little easier, because you're not doing it by yourself per se.
Let me ask you a question. Like the things that we went through, do you think at this stage and seeing where we at now, like do I don't know, do you think that pressure, that roughing, that buffeted of the flesh made you stronger in a relationship? Did it tear you more down? Did it make you stronger as a person? Like going through all the obstacles that you went through, even not just to be here with me and you, but to be here as who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? Some of the pressures that you faced, me not sending child support, you not having enough money to pay bills. You know what I'm saying? Do you think, or how has that made you become a better person, but going through certain pressures in life?
Well, it let me know that I can go through anything. You fall down, but then you can get back up. I didn't quit. That was the thing. Us going through really tore me up at times, but we have 3 children, and I let that be my motivation to keep going every day. I would look in their faces and know I can't quit on them just because of what I'm going through.
Right.
So it's definitely made me a stronger person. I feel like I can go through challenges today, and it doesn't shake me as it did when we first started going through. I'm at a point in my life where I'm not taken back or taken just taken, period. Like I'm not falling apart when things happen, because I've been through so much. It's like, I know if God was with me then, he's gonna be with me now. So there is no reason for me to be upset or fretting, because God's got this. If he can take me through 18 years of going through with my husband, everything else is a breeze.
Absolutely.
So I'm constantly reminded that I'm strong when I'm feeling moments of weakness. Like, if you can get through that, you can get through this too, and it's gonna be okay. And I definitely feel like I'm a stronger person because of it.
Miss Sasha DeVore said, Jesus take the wheel, but don't waste all my gas getting there. But on the navigation, you must be talking about me, because I'm going to take you like 20 miles to get to the 1 mile story, because I think I need to paint the picture. Anyhow.
Indeed, Sasha. I wish I could have had a navigation system. Like, we could do this in 2 weeks. It don't take 18 years.
You know what?
Just whatever you need me to give up, here you go. But unfortunately, I didn't get the map, so I had to take the scenic route.
Hey, it paid off. And she said, for real though, I believe you, girl. You can't quit.
They ain't have no GPS, nothing.
No.
Hey, listen, man.
I think my signal was lost.
I'm pretty sure when they say God created you, he broke the mold, I'm pretty sure he destroyed my mold. Never to do again, okay? Never to do again. And he picked her to have the patience to deal with me so we could progress to this point, to tell you, even though life might be crazy for you at times, like the pressure may seem insurmountable, you may feel like you are a piece of coal. You may feel worthless. You may feel like you're being counted out. But listen to me. It takes 725,000 pounds of pressure to create a diamond. And then it must be applied to heat between 2,000 and 2,200 degrees. Listen, we're only sitting here and we're able to do this and laugh and smile and build at this stage of our life because we both went through some type of pressure in our
You gotta
life.
activate your greatness.
We both went through some type of pressure in our life. We both had to have patience. Whether it was waiting on God to bless us in the relationship, whether it was waiting on God to bless us financially, whether it was waiting on God to bless us spiritually, emotionally, like to lift us up from somewhere, we had to have patience. And when we had patience, then we started to progress. Heck, she didn't even know we was going to progress to this. I asked for it, but she didn't know it was going to progress here. And what's so funny is, as she started to really look at it and see what it was almost everything that she asked for before the 18 years of pressure. You think God don't be hearing you. You think the universe don't be hearing you. You think you just be speaking some stuff out there and it's supposed to come back to you. Life ain't a microwave. I mean, you not microwave popcorn. You got to go through the process. Everybody has to go through their process in order to get to their progress. You think the pressure was created to bust pipes. Certain types of pipes takes a different amount of pressure. But you are created in God's image. You're his masterpiece. You're a diamond. 725 pounds of pressure. Look what you've been through. Somebody's walked out of your life. Somebody's called you a name. Somebody's disrespected you. Somebody's maybe assaulted you. Somebody's taken advantage of you. A job didn't pay you enough. Your mother called you worthless. Your father called you worthless. You called yourself worthless. Look at the pressure that you've already been through. Look at the pressure that you've already overcome. How? By having a little patience, probably, by believing in yourself. And slowly, day by day, you begin to progress. It's simple. You must go through the pressure in order to progress. That's all we talking about. Please share this video with someone. All right, wife, I'm gonna move away because you know I'm going
And
around.
here's the thing about pressure. It brings about growth.
Absolutely.
And if you've ever heard the term growing pains, that's a real thing. It
Yeah.
hurts to grow, but you come out on the other side so much stronger, so much wiser than you were before.
Yeah,
So
that's
if
true.
you just hang on in there until, the pressure is over, you really do come out better. You come out stronger, you come out wiser, and you're able to deal with life differently than you had before. It changes your perspective on the way the situation
Okay.
happens.
So it gives you maybe a different outlook.
Yes.
Different outlook. Okay. Yeah, I completely understand that. And just depends. What you may feel is pressure, someone else may not feel as pressure.
True.
It's like your perspective is your reality.
Yes.
You know, what I consider to be pressure, going to the gym and working out, is no pressure for me to go in the gym and feel comfortable to start to do my thing. My wife might feel a little pressure because she don't feel comfortable being dressed in basically gym attire and feel like she's showing everything. That's just not how she rock. You know what I'm saying? So it's no pressure for me to go in there like that because I'm comfortable in that environment. But I don't like going to environments where, well, I won't say I have to be dressed up, but maybe have to be quiet, like going to art museums and certain shows. That's pressure for me. I'm not. It's pressure. But then, if I sit back and I have a little patience with the show and I watch it and I understand what it is, I progress because I learned something. I'm going to always find a way to tie in the topic.
That's good, though.
But I was looking up some quotes earlier, and I'm always looking at quotes every time I get ready to do a show. And I seen some of the cliche quotes that you hear often. Pressure can bust pipes, but it can also make diamonds. And then right up under that, in big bold letters, there's a quote by Thomas Carl that says, "No pressure, no diamonds." Simple. Simple. Keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method. No pressure, no diamonds. If you want anything successful in your life, you're going to go through pressure. And you're going to learn patience. Like, I'm used to doing Uber and running around all over Austin, Texas, driving all over the place. That's how I make my money. That's how I do it. I just drive all over the place, put a lot of wear and tear on my car, burn a lot of gas, like driving all over the place because I feel like I'm under pressure to make this money. And so a buddy of mine, Hector, told me, "Hey man, just sit in our neighborhood, drive to this area. You'll get a run, go to Lakeway, go to Westlake. You'll get a run downtown, and then always come back by home and keep going, taking the longer trips. Work smarter, not harder. I'm like, wow, that makes sense. So I did it last night, and it worked out pretty well. But I started doing it this morning, and it didn't work out because the money wasn't coming fast enough. I was ready to go back downtown. I had no patience at all for sitting around waiting for the longer runs. But then I sat there for a while, and I wound up getting a run to take me downtown to pay me. So if I would have let the pressure of making money keep me driving around Austin before I have to drive to Galveston in the morning to go on a cruise ship, I would have burnt myself out. That unnecessary pressure I would have put on myself probably would have put pressure on my wife, because me talking about money and finances on our cruise, and our first couple of days of the cruise could have turned out rocky. But since I exercised a little bit of patience and I sat back and I waited, then I was blessed with something. Like, you have to learn to exercise patience in your life. Nothing happens overnight. No one is successful overnight. Don't let them lie to you and tell you they are, because it's not true. It's not true. We all deal with pressure. We just all deal with pressure at different levels and in different ways. But we all have to learn some type of patience before we progress. Force never solves anything. Force never solves anything. The more you put pressure on someone, the more you put pressure on your husband or your wife or your children to change, the more they fight you back. The more you have patience, the more she just waited and dealt with God and herself, and whatever happened with me, happened with me. Then we got to this point of now 2 years later progressing. All we talking about is pressure, patience, and progress. That's all I'm talking about. Please share this video with somebody. Go to YouTube, like, subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the video, share the video.
Mr. P.I.E.N,
Thumbs
let
up,
me daily
thumbs
dose
down.
positive
This is
posts.
expression
Show
sessions,
up
man.
the
This is
glow
not
up.
a show for me. This is a show for us. I need you to express yourself. I need you to tell me, what type of pressures are you facing in your life? How can I help you develop some patience? Because I'm going
gotta
through it every
activate
day.
your greatness.
And then you see the progress. You see the progress. I'm sitting here. If you go back and listen to a video I did years ago, I talked about wanting to sit here with my wife, wanting to do live videos, wanting to broadcast and stream to the people to let God use me to speak, to flow through me. I had to have patience, though, and I used to be an impatient person. I want to do it right now. Like, not yesterday, right now. Like, right now, 5, 10 minutes in the future right now. And, like, sitting back and being still and waiting for it to happen, to build it slowly. Or as I like to use the analogy, it's like cooking. We're here in Texas, and you think a good authentic Mexican food, is it going to be better coming out of your mom's kitchen, your abuela, your grandmother's kitchen oven, or is it going to taste better coming out of the microwave? No, you got to have patience for the good stuff, and we had to wait. What are you waiting for? What are you patiently waiting on so you can see the progress in your life that you want? It's really that simple. You got to go through some pressure in your life to progress. Please, tell them, baby. Tell them. No? Tell them.
You on the roll. I figured I'd just let you go while you going.
Tell them. No pressure. Can I get some music in my headphones? Again, we talking about pressure, we talking about patience, and we're talking about progress. And things in life don't always go the way we plan it. We already know that. They just not gonna happen. But if you just patiently wait, if you take the time out, because the worrying does you no good. The worrying doesn't bring it there any faster. You're unconsciously adding more pressure to yourself, which causes stress. And then instead of progressing, you're digressing, because your health is being bad. Your emotional state is bad. And then physically, your body could change. And then what does that do to your family? Like, pressure is necessary to grow in life, I believe. It's necessary to grow in life to become the best version of you or who you want to become. And patience is just learning who you are, taking time to study yourself, trust God to wait on the universe to move. Because here's the most important moment in your life is the moment that you have right now. You can't control any other moment in your life. And we get in such a hurry to get to the next moment when we don't know what the next moment entails. We think, we plan, we pray, we hope for, but you have no idea. And you're putting all that unnecessary pressure on yourself. So you leave the house 5 or 10 minutes late because you don't want to be late for work, and you're still late for work. Now you're rushing through traffic and you get into an accident because you put all that pressure on yourself. But if you just took a little time out, you took a little patience and said, what do I need to do? And you start to prepare and you start to plan for the next day, then the progress comes. What is the progress? It's getting to work early, getting there on time. It's getting to where you want to go in life. By dealing with the pressure as it comes, you can't run from it. It's always coming back. It's always coming back. It's a part of life. Everything that we've ever grown in, we was tested first. And when you in a new test, that's pressure. But you got to know that you serve a God, or you serve a universe, or he who lives in me is greater than he who lives in the world. Whatever you choose to call him, her, or it, whatever your energy is greater than what's in this world. So anything that you think you can't do is from the pressure that you're putting on yourself. Give yourself some patience. Give yourself some grace. Thank God. Have gratitude. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you progress in life. That's it. Face the pressure. It's coming. It's coming one way or the other. So you might as well face it. You won't be able to run from it. Like, I don't know. Talk to the people. Pressure. I mean, listen to me. The pressure that I put on this woman to prove her love to me, to show me that she was the one. Like, that was it was not necessary. Oh, you got it. Go.
I was just gonna say thank you, Sasha. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Sasha. Appreciate it. You know who Sasha is? Enoch.
I sure do. She's a friend of mine through another buddy that does music with me. Blacklight is his stage name, and
Okay.
they do music. They may show up in one of our shows here pretty soon. You get to meet them.
Hey, that sounds good, man.
Nice. I would like that.
Yeah, that would be very nice. It'll be cool, man. Anything you want to advance in life, you're gonna deal with some type of pressure. I mean, you just really are. We wouldn't be sitting here if we didn't go through everything that we went through, and that's just being realistic. You know, we wouldn't be. We wouldn't be. We just. But you gotta activate your greatness. How do you feel like you progressed with everything that you went through? So we talked about the pressure. We talked about how the patience begins for you, and it wasn't just for this or how it was hard at times. But when did you realize, or have you felt like, wow, all this pressure, all this unnecessary pain that I went through, now I'm actually growing and moving forward because of it, or I learned from it now. I see what maybe it was before. Like, do you feel like you've progressed any from everything you went through?
Definitely, because our whole relationship dynamic is different than it was before. So there's definitely progress. And it looks like date night. It looks like conversations about how you feel. It looks like making sure that you communicate with that other person what you're thinking, what you feel, what you plan to do. Just giving them that respect. So I definitely believe that pressure produced progress.
Michael Dubé. Is
So-
that Dubé from the military? Hey, what's up, Doobie? Go ahead, love.
I definitely believe that pressure produced progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean,
Here's the thing about pressure. It
Thank you.
doesn't last. It doesn't last always. There is a end date or end time to it. So once you go through the pressure, there is a point where you either have progress or you have to go back to the drawing board and figure
Right.
out how to approach the situation differently the next time. So there's always something to learn from it, be it, okay, I'm where I want it to be, or I'm not quite there and I need to figure out what I need to tweak or change to get there. So,
that's
like you
good.
said, it's a journey. It's not forever, and it's not something that sometimes it does happen overnight, but most times it's a journey, and you just have to keep on going back to the drawing board to figure out how can I make these changes. Like with us, the
Yeah.
pressures of infidelity and the pressures of not communicating, the pressures of all of this, when we would separate and come back together, in my mind it was always, how do I approach him differently so that we don't get what we had the last time we
Right.
were together. So you're always looking for ways to grow so that you can approach a situation differently, and
Right.
then you get a different result, because otherwise you just keep on building the same house on those bricks that weren't
And
good.
that there is a that there is another form of pressure right there. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking to change and to do something different, it's a scary pressure. Can I really do this? Will I make it through it? And then that's but it's necessary. It's a necessary evil, for lack of better words. When I was in Michigan and I was taking classes at Oakland Community College, it was a lot of pressure, thinking of, am I going to pass the classes? Can I get through this? And so since I knew it was going to be tough and I was already in it, I'm like, I might as well go to tutoring. Like, the pressure is already on. I might as well go to tutoring. And my tutor would tell me, look, you just need to have some patience with yourself. Like, you coming in here and you showing up. That's the start of it right there. You facing it. So when you face the pressure and then you go through it and you give yourself some grace, you ask God for some grace, you have a little patience. Then I started to develop, I can do this algebra stuff. I went from getting a D in math to getting an A in the college math class. So all that happened because I started putting more pressure on myself, but positive pressure, good pressure. I started P.I.E.N. I was just being myself. Like, I'm not smart enough right now, but I can learn it. So I went into the tutor and I began to study and I began to learn with the tutor. So that pressure was a necessary pressure for me. And then I had to have patience with myself. So, I'm sorry, go ahead. I seen you, Mike.
I was just gonna say, the tutor was actually you taking the shift to say, okay, what I'm doing currently is not working, so I need to come up with a different solution to get the desired result. You wanted to pass the class, you wanted to do good in that class, so now you have to make a different choice to get there. And also, it took courage, because now you have to admit that I don't have what I need in this moment to get there,
Right.
and that's okay.
But
I have to, use another route to get there.
We expect to get the progress sometimes without having any courage, though.
Oh,
It
takes
you understand what I'm
courage,
saying?
because
Absolutely.
you have to come outside your comfort zone to get there.
Absolutely. We expect to get the progress, but it takes someone being courageous first. We wouldn't be sitting here in this type of progress if Christ would have stretched his arms and died on the cross.
Indeed.
Seriously. And in order to really get that courageous and to get that type of courage, you got to learn some type of patience, because in that patience and sitting and waiting, it gives you time to hear.
Yes.
Your higher power, your inner man, the birds chirping, it gives you time to hear something before you just move instead of reacting out of fear. Because most of the time when you're under pressure, you're reacting out of fear. You know what I'm saying? Most people are reacting out of fear when they're under pressure. But when you have a little bit of patience and you think through that process, you don't have all that fear there. And that's when you start to get to the other side and you can look back and like, I see how I progressed through this.
Yes, absolutely.
That's pretty good.
And once you calm and you're able to get some different perspectives or options, and then you're armed with more ways to get through what you're going through. What are my options when I'm under pressure? What can I do to help myself get through it? Can I read a book? Can I phone a friend? Can I watch a YouTube video? Like, what are my tools in my tool bag to get through this situation?
Wow, I'm looking at some patience quotes, and one of them says, patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while
you
waiting. Wow. Can you love me in the good times and the bad? For richer or poor, for sickness and health? Like, everybody, I think I heard Eric or Inky Johnson say, people talking about consistency, people have no problem with committing to being consistent when things are looking good. But what about
Yes.
when things are looking bad? You have no consistency then. It's the ability to wait when things are bad, because most of the times when things are bad, it starts out with the pressure, and then we want to jump out and run. Then you never get to the progress. You never get to the progress. We hear these quotes a lot of times, and I don't think we apply them to our life, or we understand what we're actually reading. You know, like we just throw words around, and we allow the pressure of other people to tell us what life should look like for us, what life is supposed to be for us. And they have no idea what life is probably really like for them. And it's cool. People can tell you things that you're good at, but they got to have a little patience with you in life to allow you to develop to who you are, right?
Yes. Those people who want to see you grow, they will.
That's good. Elaborate. What do you mean?
I'm sure you've heard that the 5 people you hang around are pretty much you become those people. So if you have people that you surround yourself with that want to see you grow, then it's not that hard for you to get to where you need to be, because those people are encouraging you. They're calling you out on your BS. They won't allow you just to be doing, anything and everything. They're like, okay, this is what you said your goal is, so let's do that and not this. So when you surround yourself with those positive people who want to see you grow, then.
But let me ask you this question. That could be a form of them putting pressure on you to go after what they say you want, right?
Yes.
If I got to put pressure on you to go after what you say you want, do you really want it?
I would say yes. It all depends on what type of pressure you're putting on me, because I could be courageous one moment and the next moment I could be like, oh, I thought I could do this, but I can't. And just having someone to say, you got this, you can do this, it looks scary, but me knowing you, I know that you got this, you can do it, don't worry about it. Because let's be honest, courageous is not the absence of fear. You still feel fearful when you're courageous, but you just decided, I'm going to take the step anyway. So,
where I can look at you and be on the camera. Hey, get close. Okay.
So, it's okay to have that person to say, you know what, I know you're afraid, but you got this. You smart. You smart, you intelligent, and we can do it together. You can even have that person to come along and say, hey, we going to do this arm in arm, hand in hand. We going to read. We going to do, whatever to get you there.
Here's the thing. And if you are that person and that's your gift to help people get there and to weather the storm with them and to help them go through the birthing process, I don't know, something. To help
Labors
them,
of love.
Yes, to help them get through. You also have to understand that you got to have some patience with them. You can't put too much pressure on them either, because then that causes pressure on yourself.
Or don't put pressure on yourself to say that, okay, I'm encouraging this person, I'm there, and they still don't seem like they getting it. It's not that they're not getting it, they're just going at their pace and not yours. But the encouragement is helping. It's helping, and you just have to know that, you're doing your part to the best of your ability. That way you don't beat yourself up as the encourager.
So here's the thing. Pressure does a multitude of things. It can inspire you. It can cause you to go into depression. It can cause you to worry. It can cause you to have stress, anxiety. It can cause you to reach higher heights in life. Pressure can do a lot of things.
Like lose your hair?
Yeah, that too. I mean, or that could be genetic. I don't know, but I think both. It depends on your age. Mine is genetics. I'm genetics. Okay, genetics.
Well, we won't blame it on the genetics.
We're going to go with that.
But pressure can do a multitude of things. But here's the thing. You get to choose how that pressure reflects in your life. Like, you get to choose how that pressure reflects in your life, whether it's positive or negative. You can take on the victim mentality, or you can take on the victor's mentality. I came through 18 years of a no good husband to a God-loving man who wanted to be there for his family. I took the pressure. Or he wasn't no good. He left me with these kids, and what was me? Then he had the audacity to come back because he know I love the Lord. Now he wasn't like, you can allow the pressure to take you so many places. You get to choose. You really get to choose. Like putting the pressure on myself, like you said, it was before the tutoring. I knew I needed it. That was pressure, so I had to go into it. You knew, maybe you didn't know it was something in me that was going to be fun, but you knew you was going to go through some pressure when you decided to date me. That wasn't no shock or no surprise to you. Come on now.
I didn't know what I was in for, but I was willing to take the ride.
Ah.
We had a connection in high school that I didn't have with anyone else, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You were like my best friend, and that's the thing. It's hard to give up on your best friend. You're like, we're besties, and we're going through life together. Whether we're up, we're down, we're sideways, we going at that thing together. So a lot of times that's what helped me to hold on. This is my best friend. This is not just some guy I'm dating. We were friends first. We were very good friends first. We dressed alike. We went places. I mean, we were
shirt,
really
shoes. We was on
we
that
were
thing.
really best friends first. So the marriage I was just married to my best friend in my eyes, and we both had pain that we needed to deal with, and his just took a lot longer than mine, but I
Since you
never
think
lost sight
Came
that
in my time. No pressure on me.
I never lost sight.
725,000 pounds of pressure God had to lay up on this coal and let this diamond
see
shine.
what I have to deal with.
Let it shine. All right, go ahead. Hey, pressure does this to you. Like, what am I afraid of to be this? This is what life is. This is who I really am. She completes me. I'm able to be free. Like, there's no pressure in life because my best friend, she just told you, my best friend accepts me for who I am. When you don't know who you are, you allow other people to put pressure on your life to hurry up and change.
That's good.
I talked to a young man today when I was doing Uber, and he was like, man, I just can't wait to go to college so I can get a good job and everything. I'm like, how old are you? You couldn't be no more than like 19, 22, something like that. He's like, oh, I'm 18. I'm like, what's your hurry? Who's putting that pressure on you? It's got to be your mom, your dad, your friends who telling you, what do you enjoy? What do you like? Give yourself some time. Have a little patience so you can progress in life the way you want to. And I asked them, do you want to just look up, go get a college degree, run off and get married to the first neighborhood, hometown boyfriend or girlfriend and see if it works and never explore the world? You know what I'm saying? You want that pressure and then to make that decision, or do you want to give yourself a little patience and go through the pressure that God gonna take you through anyway and discover who you are on your terms? And he was like, yeah, I like that. I like that way. And that's what it is in life. You gonna go through pressure regardless, but you get to decide whether it's good or bad pressure. You had the right to decide. You didn't know what you was getting into, but you had the choice to decide, all right, am I going to deal with this pressure? Because once you was in it, you knew it was pressure. The mother of my child hating on you, ex-girlfriends hating on you. So I'm in the pressure now, but you rolled that thing out. You get to decide what you do with pressure. That's anybody in life. We get to decide what we do with the pressures in our life. We sit back and we act like we waiting on God. You're not waiting on God. He waiting on you. You're not waiting on the universe. It's waiting on you. The earth is spinning on the axis right now. You're not waiting on nothing. When it want to rain, it's going to rain. When your body want to go to sleep, it's going to sleep. No pressure, but you need to take charge of your life. And the only way to take charge of your life is to have some patience with yourself. Give yourself some time to figure things out. I had to give myself time. I thought I was embarrassed at times at 40 years old, 39 years old, living in a room at my brother's house, then moving to my sister's house in the basement. I was embarrassed at times, but then those were some of the best times of my life because I had grown patient with myself to understand that it was going to take some time to transform from the man I was to who I wanted to become. But I knew if I faced that pressure, I knew if I went through the situation with my ex-wife, and I went through the situation with my friend Dre. Like, if I went through all those situations and I went through the alone time, I knew that eventually I was going to grow from it. I knew it because I said that's what I wanted. I always believed that anything I want, I can have, but you're going to have to go through the process to get to it. Most of us are unwilling to allow pressure to form us into diamonds. I get afraid at times. It's not always easy getting on here to have a topic to talk about for an hour, but I know once I start going in, my spirit, God, the anointing, whatever you want to call it, the universe is going to flow through me. But if you run from that pressure, you'll keep running from that pressure and you'll never grow. and work and relationships and the relationship with your children, with your parents, and any situation of your life, you probably gonna face some type of pressure. It's about how you deal with that pressure, whether your life progresses from victim to victor. That's it. My wife don't talk about none of that stuff that happened 18 years ago. We don't even, those conversations probably don't even exist because we see the progress now. We understand what God was doing in our individual lives, so now we can live life together. You putting pressure on your spouse, you putting pressure on your girlfriend or your boyfriend, but you don't put that same pressure on yourself in a positive way to turn your life around. You pressuring somebody else to turn their life around, then you don't have no patience with them, and you wonder why the relationship ain't progressing. For real? That's what they doing?
Indeed.
That from guys to girls, that's what they doing. You ain't putting I put no pressure on myself to change, but I used to tell my wife, you're not the same girl I fell in love with. You're right, it's 10 years past removed from high school. So now you pressuring me to go back to the girl you fell in love with in dance class, you know, that was 5'6", you know, smile fully bright, no kids, 105 pounds, I don't know, just living life and having fun. You want me to go back to her after we've been through 10 years of infidelities and STDs and broken promises and broken bank accounts and fights and pushings and, you know, all that madness. You want me to go back to that? No, you're going to have a little patience with who I am right now and see if we move forward.
Indeed.
You put unnecessary pressure on somebody and you wondering why y'all not moving forward. But you don't put no pressure on yourself. You don't pressure yourself to activate your greatness. You don't pressure yourself to keep showing up until things change in life, till you blow up. I don't pressure myself to go on Facebook and Instagram on a regular basis to be live. People say you got to be consistent. You got to figure out the algorithm. I haven't figured out my algorithm yet, so how am I going to know Instagram's algorithm? You know everybody else's algorithm, but you don't know the algorithm for your own life, and you wonder why you're not progressing. For real? If you want pressure, put a little positive pressure on your life. Force yourself to read something. Force yourself to write something. Force yourself to go into a neighborhood or an environment where you feel uncomfortable, and give yourself time. Give yourself 5 minutes. Give yourself 10, 20, 30 minutes. Have a little patience with yourself and see how life progresses from you spiritually, emotionally, physically. Put yourself in an uncomfortable position where pressure feel like it's wrapped its arms around you and is squeezing the life out of you, and just wait. Just wait. Just breathe. Wait on God. Wait on the universe. Wait on Buddha. Wait on Allah. Wait on yourself. Have some patience with something and just stay focused on the vision or the dream that you said that you have. And before you know it, you'll continue to progress towards that. I can pull out a card in my wallet right now from 2 years ago that says, remarry my wife, Timkedia Smith, and move back to Austin, Texas. I had to wait, but I had to go through all that pressure, praying and believing that it was going to work or was it not going to work. I had to go through that pressure, but in having some patience and exercising patience, I progress back to this. We progress back to good times. Don't be afraid to go through no hard times in your life. Life is going to be hard for you in some shape, form, or fashion regardless. You get to deal with the pressure how you choose to deal with the pressure. You put the timetable on how long this is a problem in your life. Nobody else does that for you. You decide how long you grieve over the boyfriend or the girlfriend or the husband or the wife that walked out, that cheated on you. You give yourself some patience. You give yourself some grace, and you start to slowly progress in life when it's your time to progress. But if you don't face that pressure and you run from it, it's going to keep coming back to you, and the pressure going to become heavier and heavier and heavier. And just when you about to get popped open at 725,000 pounds of cubic pressure, you probably walked away at 720,000 pounds. You was 5,000 pounds away from your diamond. You was 5,000 pounds away from your blessing. You was 5 minutes away from your miracle. You was 5 minutes away from your dream job or dream career. You was 5 steps away from the man in your life, the woman in your life that was supposed to be in your life. You were 5 pressure pounds away from changing your life. Pressure busts pipes, but pressure creates diamonds. You a diamond, you got to go through the full process. Because once God is done putting you through the process of the pressure, then he got to add more heat to your life. I was pressured in walking away from my wife, and then the heat was really when I went and got married a second time. Oh, you thought you knew something. You thought that was pressure. I'm about to turn the heat up. When my wife got in a relationship, oh, I'm about to turn the heat up. You thought that was something, huh? I'm about to turn the heat up. But when you patiently go through those processes, we both went through that pressure and that process and had some patience. We went through that heat, and that's what we progress to. We progress to healing, not just one another. We healed ourselves. Our children are healed from this. When you deal with the pressures of your life, it affects more than you.
Yes.
Oh, we ain't heard from you in a while. You go ahead.
No, you was in there. I was just letting you go.
You got that thing. This is my co-host, y'all. This is my co-host. I call her wife. Y'all can call her Kiki, but this is my co-host, and this probably gonna how it go till she get comfortable. When we get off, she gonna have a ton to say, but her mind's probably working. Cruise, and he in there, he going. Then she got to deal with 10 minutes from now. I got to ask her, babe, did that make sense? You think they understood what I said? So she got a lot of pressure coming her way. So she nah, I'm just messing around. But no, man, please share this video. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate the comments, the thumbs up, the thumbs down, the sharing of the videos. I'm going to keep putting pressure on myself to keep doing this every Saturday, definitely at 6 o'clock. Next Saturday, I won't be doing the show. I'm going on the cruise. Unless I do a pre-recorded show tonight, I won't be doing the show. So please forgive me. And if you don't forgive me, forget me. I don't care. No, no pressure. But I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for sharing this time with us. We got 4 minutes, baby. I feel like we've been going. You got 4 minutes. You got to talk to the people. I really thank y'all for sharing this time with us, really talking about pressure, patience, and progress. And if you want to progress in your life, just be prepared to deal with the pressure. Pressure busts pipes, pressure creates diamonds. You're a diamond. You are born to shine. You've already overcome so many obstacles. You've already overcome so much pressure in your life. If you continue to have patience with yourself, you'll continue to progress in life. There is nothing or no one that can stop you from doing exactly what you want to do. The reason, the thought that you had, the idea that you had, the ideas that you have, they're possible. But you're going to have to go through some type of pressure. You're going to have patience with the process before you see the progress. That's just how it go. There's no overnight success. And every last one of them dealt with some type of pressure. Every last one of them dealt with some type of pressure. From Michael Jordan to Tiger Woods to Oprah Winfrey to Bill Gates to Warren Buffett. We may not all know the pressures that they dealt with, but we know at some point in time they reached progress. How? Because they had some patience. They wasn't listening to what everyone else saying. They was listening to what their spirit said, what their inner man said. If Oprah Winfrey would have listened to her supervisor, her manager who told her she wasn't good for TV, Oprah Winfrey wouldn't be the woman that we know today. If Walt Disney would have listened to his boss who told him he lacked creativity and imagination, if he would have allowed that pressure to bust his pipes instead of pressuring himself to keep going in what he believed in, he would have never became a diamond. If you would have never pushed yourself past your mother telling you can't make it as a dancer, your friends telling you to walk away from your no good husband or boyfriend, if you would have walked away from all that, you wouldn't have those same friends seeing you on the other side of progress and telling you how you a light for so many other people. And girl, I knew y'all was going to make it. You got to go through your pressure. My wife went through her pressure. Everybody thought she was crazy in high school. But some of those same people that thought you was crazy are some of the same people that say, man, I knew y'all could make it, and they congratulate you. And then it gives other people hope. You got to go through your pressure, not just for you, but you got to go through your pressure and have some patience to see not only will you see the progress, but other people will see the progress in your life. People from elementary school reach out to me for doing this. They don't know about all the pressure that I went through. They just know me from that stage of pressure in my life. But it was a lot of patience with myself. And it still is every day. Nothing you can't do in life. There's nothing you can't do in life. Pressure busts pipes, but pressure creates diamond. And you are a diamond. So in order for you to shine the way that you're supposed to shine, I need you to JBY and just be you. I need you to AYG and activate your greatness. I need you to PSP and promote yourself, sell yourself, and push yourself to yourself to be the best version of yourself. I need you to continue to show up for the blow up because it's going to be bright on the other side of that pressure. Go through the pressure. Have some patience with your wife. Have some patience with your husband. Have some patience with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Have some patience with your children. Have some patience with your boss. Have some patience with your employees. More importantly, have patience with yourself. Give yourself time to grow so you can flow in the gift that God has for you. You got your beat. Now you can flow into the progress of life. It's been real. It's been another Expression Session Saturdays. We will see you in 2 weeks when we talking about the wonderful, wonderful cruise. My co-host, Keys, wife, what you got for him? You going to close out? We moving every one of those boxes. We out. Thanks for joining. We out.
Sell yourself.
And that
Another daily dose positive post. G, you gotta activate your greatness. Show up to blow up. Man, you got a JBY. Man, you got a JBY. You can't allow anyone to box you in the one genre. It's like saying you can only do one style of music. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Sometimes I'm passionate. Sometimes I'm empathetic. Sometimes I'm irritable. Sometimes I'm angry. Sometimes I'm loving. Sometimes I'm happy. But I'm not just one-dimensional.
Think Mr. P, and come on by.
But I'm not just one-dimensional. You can't let nobody box you in to be one-dimensional. What's wrong with that? I wasn't given life for this. They can't tell me this it for me for this. I'm not one-dimensional. I believe in
mic
God.
still
Someone
hot?
else created in his
The
image.
mic still hot?
I
Okay,
don't
the
believe
mic
in
still
everything
hot.
in the Bible and everything that they put in religion.
Yeah,
but
it's
I
on. I
believe
kept
there's
my
a
mic
higher
on.
power.
I kept my mic on. I don't turn the mic off till I'm done with the microphone check. 1, 2. Okay. This is all the behind the scenes Mr. P.I.E.N stuff. Knowing I need to get off this microphone so we can get out of here and get on to our next destination. And he can get over here and keep on mixing and scratching and cutting. Please share this video with your family, your friends, your loved ones, your enemies, your neighbors, your church folk. Share this video. People need to get this information, man. Pressure busts pipes, but it also creates diamonds. And you're God's masterpiece, so you're a diamond. 725,000 pounds of cubic pressure per square inch. 2,000 to 2,200 Fahrenheit. Heat source, man. You've already been through pressure in your life. Nothing can stop you from doing what you want to do. Nothing can stop you from doing what you want to do. All right, I'm out.